Yeah, Bryce is one. No. Happy Friday from Sam Zackheim Memorial Field on the campus of Monte Vista High School as they host the California High School Fighting Grizzlies in this big EBAL matchup. Cal High is 6-1. They had a rough game against De La Salle, but as far as public high schools, one of the better programs in Northern California, coached by Eric Bellecci in his 11th season. And we'll talk a little bit about the Grizzlies with my partner in crime, our color commentator once again this week, Craig Bergman. And Coach, what can we expect out of Cal High? We know they're a traditional run team and are very physical, but what are some of the things we can expect to see tonight?
Well, as you said, the physicality. They've always been physical up front. I see this year as being the same type of California offense and defense is what they've always had. They're big, they're physical, they want to run the football, establish the run, keep you off the field. And then defensively, they're very sound. They don't do a lot of things crazy. They're very sound, they're very fundamental. They tackle well, and they don't beat themselves. I think that's been the sign of a Cal High football team over the years is they never beat themselves. They're very well coached, and I know tonight they're going to come out ready to play.
And we'll get into it further when we get to the keys of the game. But they've won some close games this season, so they're used to winning close games. And in this series, in this matchup, as you've experienced so many times, it's usually been a close game. And so Cal High can come in here and keep things close. I think that really supports what they're going to do. And as we talked about, they're going to do what Foothill did, not necessarily throwing the football, but they're going to want to control the clock. And as you said earlier, you want to take the 45 seconds out of the 40-second clock, correct?
That's correct. You know, it's you watch them, there's no secret to what they do. As we said, they want to run the football. They want to keep you off the field. They're going to milk that clock. And, you know, watching them play, they're a very traditional style offense. When I say traditional, if you go way back in time and you look at some of the teams back in the 60s, 70s, early 80s, and they run the football. They want to pound it. They want to run it. They don't want to really spread you out and do a lot of throwing. And they're a very power run oriented football team.
So that's a little bit about the Grizzlies. Monte Vista coming off a nice win over Foothill, had been on the road for a long time, and so they come back and get the win against Foothill. Move the ball well offensively after a rough start. And we had a chance to catch up with the third-year head coach of the Mustangs, Matt Russi, on Wednesday.
Coach, big win against Foothill. You were fantastic on special teams. What can you take away from that game?
Well, a lot. You know, we got to correct our mistakes that we made, first of all, but really picking up where we left off on special teams, because I always tell the guys that's going to win us a game here and there, and that special teams 100% won us that game. We don't get those 2 touchdowns, we lose by 9 points. So we're going to have to keep working, and hopefully we can get Jacob the ball. But the guys block their tails off, and they execute at a high level.
So you got Cal High. It's no secret, Cal physical football team want to come in here and run the football. They're undefeated against public schools. Yeah, they had a tough game against De La Salle this week, but they've only got one loss. This is a big matchup for league play and also for playoffs.
No question. Cal High always plays us hard. They are a very good football team. They're very physical. They play hard and they tackle really well and they don't make mistakes. So we got to play mistake-free football, or else they're gonna have more possessions than us, and it's gonna be tough to keep up with them.
So this is your third year of being a coach at Monte Vista. You have a number of 3-year varsity players, but it is senior night. Share your thoughts on your senior class.
We have an awesome group of seniors. It's a class that I'm, really gonna miss a lot. All of them, not just the guys that have been with me for 3 years. They are the heart and soul of this team, and they're really great people, and that's the most exciting part about what they're. I'm excited to see what they can do.
You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists.
We're here to play the game, and when the unexpected happens, we are here for you. Muir Orthopedic Specialists are the leading experts in sports medicine, providing comprehensive care at 5 convenient Bay Area locations. We also offer advanced digital imaging, specialized urgent care, and physical therapy at our state-of-the-art facilities. Our staff puts you first with high-quality, compassionate care. Muir Orthopedic Specialists, here to help you get back in the game. Learn more at muirortho.com.
Muir Orthopedic Specialists specializing in orthopedic treatment and care through physical therapy, reconditioning, pain management, and surgery with over 20 doctors in Walnut Creek, San Ramon, Brentwood, and Concord. Muir Orthopedic Specialists restoring strength, health, and mobility. Go to muirortho.com for more information and testimonials from patients. Muir Orthopedic Specialist, specialized, innovative, compassionate.
Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors have been serving families and businesses in the Tri-Valley since 1984. All of your accounting, tax, and financial planning needs can be addressed by the friendly CPAs at Sweeney Kovar. Conveniently located in Danville, let Sweeney Kovar be your trusted advisor, enable you to keep the important financial promises you have made to your loved ones. Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors, meeting all of your accounting, tax, and financial service needs. Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. While many are tempted to reinvent themselves according to the prevailing fashion, we have never deviated from our core mission. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street, Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 73 years. Go Mustangs! Ned Milan has over 15 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Going through life changes and wondering how to navigate through your finances? His approach is to help you use your money to match your values so you can live the life you dreamed of. Together, you will develop your financial roadmap and implement an investment strategy to help accomplish your goals. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan from the Lotus Group at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Acre Investment Company is a Northern California-based investment firm pursuing value-add commercial and residential real estate opportunities. A key ingredient to Acre's investment model is the development of strong relationships with stable tenants that have a mutual strategic interest in our real estate acquisitions. These tenant relationships, paired with our financing expertise and the creation of capital-efficient debt structures, has created an impressive track record of strong risk adjusted to our equity sources. Learn more at acrecorporation.com. Acre Investment Company, commercial investments and development, education, and asset management. So the Mustangs are 1-1 in the EBL Mountain. So is Cal High. They both, common opponent is De La Salle. So these are just 2 neighborhood teams getting together for the 44th time. Monte Vista leads the all-time series 35-8. Last year, Monte Vista got the win 23-13. Gavin Cribb with 136 yards rushing. So besides De La Salle, Monte Vista is the only team since 2004 to have a winning record versus Cal High. You can see that they've won a lot of football games in this time span, and Eric Bellecci being in his 11th season plus coaches beforehand.
They've done a great job. I mean, Eric's done a great job there. Tony Sanchez kind of really took the program to where it is right now. And he's kind of just carried it on and really extended upon it. And they bring the physicality, as we talked about in the pregame. And they kind of echo the way he coaches. He's a very vocal, very upfront guy about using the physicality on the football field. And so, they've done very well. And, this is also the first leg of the Valley Championship.
Most certainly, Brent Cook. Yeah, the Valley Championship's important. And also that this game is the team that wins. Obviously, they still got, both teams have 2 more games, but are going to get in that upper hand to try to. The key is to get in second place of the East Bay Athletic League and get a top 4 seed. You want to get a top 3 seed to avoid Winton and Treat for the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. But this year has gone back to when we originally started coaching. There's 8 teams that get in, not 16, and then there's all these buys because there's not 16 teams that qualified. So you've got teams like Amador, San Ramon Valley, James, Logan, Liberty, Pitt, obviously De La Salle. You've got Cal High. All of those teams, Spartans are going to be the number 1 seed. Another big game that's going on tonight is Liberty is hosting Pittsburgh in the BVL. The Mustangs lost in a close game, so that could have ramifications because if Liberty does get the win over Pittsburgh, and it's a 7-point game or so, even though they don't look at the scores, and Monte Vista can win out, that might give them an opportunity to get the 3rd seed.
It would. I fully expect the winner of that game tonight to be the front runner for the number 2 seed. That's
correct.
For sure. And not that it really matters if you're 2 or 3. The only difference is where you'd have to play that semifinal game.
Most certainly.
And I think that Monte Vista playing Liberty tough really needs to be pulling for Liberty in this game, and to have Liberty win in a big fashion in order for us to get onto the correct side of the bracket, as you say, in the top 3, and to be able to host a couple of home games.
So there's a lot on the line. These inter-district games are always fun. Then next week, Cal will take on San Ramon. Monte Vista will go to Clayton Valley. It is senior night. It's the last regular season home game for these seniors and for the ball club. So a lot of emotions, a lot of things. But when it comes down to the senior night, what's the most important thing?
To me, the most important thing is the preparation beforehand.
Right.
And timing it up. You have all these different things going on before the game. And your kids, you got to make sure that their heads are in the game. They're with their parents. They're emotional. It's the last home game they're going to play here at Sam Zackheim Stadium. So staying in the moment. And, it always used to throw us off as far as when should we start our warm-up and, when should we be on the field. And normally you have everything timed up to the second. But this kind of throws you off a little bit, and I wouldn't be surprised if Monte Vista comes out a little stale early. Usually doesn't take very long to get back into it, but against a team like Cal High, I don't think they can afford to be stale too long.
Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists, is brought to you in part by Orthopedic Express by MOS. Get the urgent care you need at your convenience. Muir Orthopedic Specialists, specialized, innovative, compassionate. Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors, meeting all of your accounting, tax, and financial service needs. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 73 years. Ned Milan at the Lotus Group, Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Acre Investment Company, commercial investments and development, education, and asset management. Fit Pro Go, the most delicious shake ever. And the question is, Craig Bergman, who will be our Fit Pro Go player of the game? And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 35 years. Welcome to Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and our partners at the Contra Costa Office of Education, Ed TV, for this East Bay Athletic League matchup between California High School and Monte Vista High School. I'm Chris Babcock, joined by Craig Bergman. The officials are out in the center of the field to do the coin flip. It is senior night here at Sam Zackheim Memorial Field in Danville, and these teams are very familiar with each other. It's the 44th matchup. Monte Vista leads the series 35-8 since 2004. Monte Vista leads the series 8-7, but out of those 15 games, 6 of those have been decided by 3 or less points. We've got the coin flip by our referee, Ron Krupa, and I believe Cal High has won the toss, and they're going to take the ball. Traditional win the toss like you used to, and they're going to they'll take the football. So Monte Vista will kick off. Monte Vista in their black uniforms, Cal High in their white uniforms. And Coach, we talked about this earlier. Keys to the game. Let's go over this with Cal. Be dairy-like in milking the clock, which is, I think, an overall key. No big plays, as Monte Vista hit on a lot of big plays last week. This key one, don't kick the ball to Oliphant. A punt return and a kick return last week.
And obviously that came back and really bit Foothill.
And keep it close. Cal wins. They have 2, 3, and 4 points to honor America, our national anthem. Cal High is averaging 200. This is according to Matt Schwab at the Mercury News. Is averaging 213 yards rushing per game and 36 passing.
Well, that's no surprise. It's probably a little bit more surprise than it has been in the past because they're playing with a young quarterback. They have been rotating a couple of quarterbacks throughout the season, but it seems like they're going more and more with the sophomore. And in order for, as we said, in order to be successful with a young quarterback, you got to keep the ball on the ground and keep it very simple for that kid, so that he can get into the flow of the game and get some get a little bit of experience, get a little bit of confidence with some quick throws, maybe down the road. But as of right now, I fully expect them to stay with that game plan.
Monte Vista, fast start, force Cal to throw the football, win the turnover battle, and as we've talked about at length, is stop the run. And I think, too, and a little side note for Cal is if they can do some good things in their return game, that's going to help. They want as short as, thanks, Captain, obvious, they want as short as field as possible because they're going to run, and they'll, I guarantee, even though they're down in their depth, the tight end, they're going to run a little tight end pop, they're going to run a screen, they're going to throw to the back in the flat, run a little power pass, try to create some offense that way. But if they have short fields, that really gives them a really good opportunity to score.
They're going to need that, too, because we say limit the big plays, but Monte Vista is going to get some big plays tonight. They have too many athletes on the field, and you can't keep those athletes down forever, so they've got to be able to respond to those big plays accordingly.
So Price will kick it off, and they're going to start with great field position. The ball goes out of bounds, and Cal High will start on their own 35-yard line. So not the best start as far as But this was the Foothill game. They spent most of the time squib kicking, pooch kicking, etc. So Cal will start off on their 35-yard line, and their quarterback is Teddy Boras, just a sophomore. And they'll run different backs, Alatasi, Foster, DeSoto. Savage will be at a wing. They're in a tight double wing set here to start off. Fly sweep motion, a little dive. And Cal's just going to try to pick up 4 yards of crack, coach, and successful run play for them to start the game.
It's kind of what we said right off the bat. You see power football. They just come in, hit with a simple dive, and say, our guys are bigger and stronger than you up front. We're going to try and do this all day. Put ourselves in 2nd and 6.
So Monte Vista's the key tonight defensively is low man wins. They can't get blown off the line. They've got to allow their linebackers to run. They've made some adjustments defensively specifically for this game. Eye back set, little counter, and the Mustangs were in the backfield. But Rachita does a nice job of making the tackle. But a decent game. Alatasi has nearly 300 yards on the season. And it's a little counter play. And he cuts it back outside.
Well, he did a nice job of bouncing that. We had shut down the inside run, and we squeezed it down with our defensive end. But he did it as good running backs do. Is he bounced to the outside, created a little bit of running room. Still, 3rd and 4. This is where the Mustangs have got to try and get off the field.
They didn't last week early in the game. So double wing set, fullback tight, might be a fly sweep to the open side of the field. It's a simple dive. And it looked like the Mustangs had things stopped, but I believe Cal High is going to have enough for their initial first down, and they do. And that's right to the game plan, Coach. Let's get 3.5 yards of crack, and here's an example.
Yeah, this time they run the trap at them. The first one was a straight dive where they're going to come off and knock you out the football. Here they pull the left guard, get a little bit of a push on our tackle, and just enough seam to get those 3 yards.
DeSoto with the carry. So they've got 3 backs that have touched the ball. They're all averaging around, that have gained around 300 yards this season. Tight end left, I formation. It would expect to stay with the same game plan. Lead play.
Power.
That's a big chunk. About a 35-yard gain. And big hole here, Coach.
Yeah, they're running their traditional power play where they pull the offside guard, lead up there with all the big boys, kind of cave down one side, pull up there with a guard. And Monte Vista just has got to do a better job at the point of attack with their defensive tackles, and they can't allow Cal High to get that kind of push. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night for them.
Cal started their own drive when the ball was kicked out of bounds on their own 35, and they're going to take this clock down. They've got 40 seconds between each play. That's if it's gone exactly by the rules. We know that there will be a little bit of a lax. Now they'll break formation here with the 3 receivers to one side, tight end left. Rachina in the box, cleaned that one up.
Really nice job coming off the edge, and I think that's a great defensive call to try and create some push in there. If you're not getting any push with your up front guys, you got to come off the edge and do something to change that up, and they come with Rachina hard off the edge here. He knifes down, does a nice job of wrapping up and making that play in the backfield.
Wing back couldn't block him, and ends up being a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. I'm going to keep an eye on the clock here and see how many seconds they're working in between each play. Not accusing the officials. I think it's great games management for Cal High. I formation, unbalanced, coach, unbalanced. So they're going to run to that strong side here, and then they run weak side.
Weak side power, it's kind of an unconventional thing. They ran against the unbalanced.
So when we say unbalanced, Coach, what do you mean? So the tight end's right.
The tight end's gone to the right, and their strength is also to the right. Both receivers are over there. The end man on the line of scrimmage on the weak side is actually a tackle.
So the tight end's not eligible because he's covered up by the outside receiver.
Correct.
Perfect. So 3rd and 5 for the Grizzlies, and they're going to line up in that unbalanced set again to the tight end to the right, and he's covered up by the wide receiver. Alatasi. I don't think he got to the line of game, but this is just physical football by the Grizzlies.
Smash mouth football at its finest. And you look at the clock's moving exactly what they want to do right now.
By the time they snap this football, they've already going to work off 5 minutes off the clock. So it's 4th and 1 for the Grizzlies. Nick Reed in at quarterback. That was a hard hit by the Mustangs, but I believe they got enough for the first down. But that time brought in Nick Reed at quarterback.
Yeah, they go to a goal line set here. They have 3 backs in the backfield, double tight ends, a traditional goal line type set. They run a lead to the weak side. Defense was very good by Monte Vista. Unfortunately, Cal High only needed about 1.5 yards, not even that.
And they got 1.5 yards, and it's 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. And when you give up a big chunk run play, you're really playing into the hands of the Grizzlies' game plan. A little fly sweep quickly turned inside by Phillips, but picks up 5 on first down. They're consistently picking up 4 or 5 yards on first down.
Well, and 5 yards in the red zone is huge. When you're inside, you're on the 10-yard line, you can cut half of that down on first down. You've really made it a lot easier on your offense. Probably the worst thing to have in the red zone is to have a 1st and 10 from the 10. You actually have to go the entire distance. So by cutting it in half, really makes it a lot easier.
So 2nd and 5, or 2nd and goal from the 5. I formation for the Grizzlies. Wing counter. And that'll go for a touchdown. So Savage with the wing counter, and he goes in for the touchdown.
You know, it's one of those opportunities that you have. You got a chance to make that tackle down there in the red zone and put them at 3rd down and 5, and you miss the play. And that's one of the things. You can't afford to miss those tackles.
So a 6-minute and 4-second drive, and it's 7-zip Cal High. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists.
Muir Orthopedic Specialists specialize in orthopedic treatment and care through physical therapy, reconditioning, pain management, and surgery with over 20 doctors in Walnut Creek, San Ramon, Brentwood, and Concord. Muir Orthopedic Specialists, restoring strength, health, and mobility. Go to murortho.com for more information and testimonials from patients. Muir Orthopedic Specialist, specialized, innovative, compassionate.
Get the Orthopedic Express by MOS. Get the urgent care you need when patients need them the most. Same-day appointments and walk-ins welcome. Go to murortho.com for more information. Orthopedic Express by MOS. Get the urgent care you need at your convenience. So 10 plays, 65-yard drive, 6-minute and 4-second textbook drive. So if you're a California Grizzly player, you're like, hey man, coach has got a good game plan in. We're in a positive situation. Short kick fielded by the Mustangs, and they'll start their drive on their own 35-yard line, led by Jack Stewartson at quarterback.
Well, all runs. 10 plays, all runs, not even an attempted pass, kind of what we said going in. And they established it. They established what they wanted to do. Now Monte Vista's got to do the same.
Stewartson, Cribb, Rivas, Racina, Oliphant, Shea, Bybee, Strumpf, Canty, Marquise, and Zizing. Marquise moving over to left guard tonight. Run play, and the Mustangs lose a yard. Gavin Cribb loses a yard, and Brandon Murphy is deep into the backfield, gets off the line of scrimmage pretty good here. Slants.
He slanted right into the play. The right guard didn't do a very good job on his down block, and if you allow penetration on that power play, it's a dead play.
2nd and 11 for the Mustangs. Oliphant in motion. Throw a little screen to him, and there he goes. Jacob Oliphant. 50-yard gain for Oliphant, and here he is in space, Coach.
You know, kind of look, hey, I mean, it's really fallen true what we talked about, big plays. Monte Vista survives off big plays. Obviously right there, they put him right down to scoring position. Really nice play.
Mustangs get right under center, throw a quick pass to Rivas, picks up 4. Rivas, a high GPA, over 4 GPA, is really playing with a lot of confidence this season. Catches the quick pass from Stewartson.
Really nice job by Jack getting it out of his hands. We talked about it last week. When he gets it out of his hands quick, good things happen. You know, once again, really pay attention to his feet. If his feet are set, he's doing a nice job moving in the pocket. He's going to be very accurate again tonight.
2nd and 7 for the Mustangs. Hand off to Cribb. He's nearly tackled in the backfield. Cribb does a good job of at least picking up 1, but when you want to run this play, Coach, you can't have this much penetration by the defense.
You know, they're not respecting the outside run here. If you look at the defensive end on this side, it comes crashing down, really opens it up for a naked or a boot later in the game.
No huddle, we used to call naked. Here's our difficult offense to learn. Naked, the code word for naked was streaker. You guessed it. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs. The scoreboard says 3rd and 37, but we know that's not true. So Cribb lined up in the pistol. Screen in window to Oliphant, and the Grizzlies read that right off the get-go, and it's no gain. Fake the screen to Cribb and had the in window to Oliphant, but California does a good job. And look at Murphy.
A really good job. The defensive lineman comes off the pass rush, recognizes that's at a wide receiver screen coming in, chases the play down from behind. That's what you teach your defensive linemen. Follow those linemen downfield. If they're going downfield, it's not going to be a pass down the field.
4th down. Stewartson under a rush. Escapes one guy. Can he pick up the 1st down with his feet? I think he's short. I think he is short. All depends on the spot. Now, I didn't pick it up. Here's the run here. He was decisive, but just a little short.
And you know, it's one of those things where it's a double-edged sword. We talk about not forcing the football, but on 4th down, sometimes you might have to try and do a little bit more than you normally would because it is 4th down, and you're going to give the ball away on downs if you don't get the first. I like the decision on running the ball. It shows his aggression. It shows that he's learning. Last week we talked about it. We'd like to see more aggressive running the football, and that's going to pay dividends later in the game when he starts to roll out a little bit and he puts a little pressure on the defense.
So Cal High gets the stop on 4th down, and they'll take over on their own 8-yard line. Little stretch run to the outside, and Monte Vista's all over it. So Monte Vista actually took the ball and drove the ball over 60 yards. They stalled out there on the quarterback run. Jack made the decisive decision. But then on defense, they come and get a nice play there. You want to keep Cal in the hole right here, don't you?
You do. You know, and I think that was a great decision to go for it right there. You're kind of in between with the field goal and going for it. And right now you don't get it, but you're forcing them to have to go 90-plus yards just to get into range to score.
And he made the quick decision. It wasn't a timeout or what are we going to do. They made the decision. Double wing formation for the Grizzlies. It'll be all run here on 2nd and 8. Wing counter. And they pick up 5 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 4 for Cal High. So you appreciate Cal High's offensive line. They're getting a good push up front, and they're playing through the whistle.
And, you know, not running a lot of plays. And what we've seen a lot of their plays already for what we're going to see throughout the night. We're just going to see a lot of dive, a lot of power, a little fly sweep, and a little wing counter.
If Monte Vista doesn't get a stop here on this 3rd down play, we're looking at a 1-possession first quarter. Just under close to the 2-minute mark. Double wing set again for the Grizzlies in white. Nice tackle, Connor Shea in space. And the Mustangs will get off the field on 4th down. Got a bunch of black jerseys up front there, Coach.
Really nice job by Connor Shea getting over that double team. Our defensive line has got, still, when we talk about it, they've got to do a little bit better job of being stout up there, because our linebackers, in order to make plays, they're going to have to get over the top of those down blocks. And Connor did a great job right there. And this is what we talk about, getting them off the field.
Don't kick the ball to Jacob Oliphant. Let's see if Coach Bellecci is going to live by that, or are they going to give Oliphant an opportunity to have a return? They don't kick it to him, and it gets a good bounce. And Regina nearly fumbles it, and it dives on the football. And it'll be Monte Vista football on their own 43-yard line. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists.
Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors have been serving families and businesses in the Tri-Valley since 1984. All of your accounting, tax, and financial planning needs can be addressed by the friendly CPAs at Sweeney Kovar. Conveniently located in Danville, let Sweeney Kovar be your trusted advisor, enable you to keep the important financial promises you have made to your loved ones. Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors, meeting all of your accounting, tax, and financial service needs.
We're good. Run to Cribb. He's got a big hole. Picks up 14 and a Monte Vista first down. Gavin Cribb. Coach, I think I could have run through this hole.
It's the same play they ran before where the defensive end chases down. He darn near does the same thing coming off the edge right here. Really nice job by the offensive line of caving that left side down.
Right call at the right time. Cal was in a blitz. Stewartson's got time to throw. Crossing route to Cribb, and he's mugged by the linebacker. No call, and it'll be 2nd and 10. I remember us having this crossing route to Shane Perry at Cal High a few years ago, and he just ran to daylight.
You know, great. Good job defensively.
Good coverage by Cal.
Nice job. It maybe got there a little bit early. I like the no call.
2nd and 10. Monte Vista. 2-by-2 formation. Hand to Cribb. Gets up the field and picks up 4. And it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs. In more than likely 4-down territory.
Nice cut. I like the way Gavin really put his foot in the ground
field
and cut straight up the field and got something out of nothing.
3rd and 6. Stewartson. Shallow cross to Rivas. Tries to get immediately up the field. And depending on where this spotted, it'll be either a first down or 4th and short. And the Mustangs will get right up on the football. Is Stewartson going to go under center? Are we going to go to quarterback sneak? And the quarterback sneak ends the quarter, but it converts on 4th down. And when we come back, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Let's watch this replay, and then we'll go to a commercial break.
You know, not enough. I thought we were going to the play before. Not enough teams run the shallow cross. We've made a living of that over
You got to be a hero to throw the zero. We'll come back. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists.
Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. While many are tempted to reinvent themselves according to the prevailing fashion, we have never deviated from our core mission. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street, Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 73 years. Go Mustangs.
So Monte Vista converted their 1 for 2 on 4th down conversions, and what Stewartson normally doesn't line up under center, but when they can get in tempo, it's something that they have put in, and it's a very valuable weapon, especially in that situation. It's a quick decision. You line up on the ball and you go for it. There's no time to think.
None to think. The thing that worries you is that you're used to being in the shotgun throughout the entire year, throughout the entire game, and then to take a snap from underneath the center, sometimes that can be an avenue for failure. Fortunately, it worked out very well.
1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. Stewartson hands it off to Cribb. and he should have made a cut about 3 steps sooner. We'll go to the replay.
Putting a foot in the ground as he did before,
and getting north,
going north-south, and turning that 1 yard gain into a 4 yard gain.
There's the hole
right there. Don't run laterally, run north-south.
2 yard gain, 2nd and 8 for the Mustangs. Racina at the bottom of your screen. Oliphant in motion. Play pass. Stewartson on the post route. Nearly.
Touchdown.
And it's caught by Rivas. The safety almost made a play, but on the Allie McBeal skinny post, Rivas with the catch and the touchdown.
Terrific timing by Jack. At first glance, I looked at it and said,
I thought this is picked off.
Terrific, very good route. If you watch the receiver, he steps on his toes. What I mean by that, he gets close enough to that DB. That DB has got to respect the 9 route, which is the go. He's got to respect all the different routes you can run, and he stepped right on his toes and broke to the post. Very good timing. That's the kind of offense that Monte Vista has been thriving on.
And just like that, the Mustangs tie things up. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists.
Ned Milan has over 15 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Going through life changes and wondering how to navigate through your finances? His approach is to help you use your money to match your values so you can live the life you dreamed of. Together, you will develop your financial roadmap and implement an investment strategy to help accomplish your goals. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan from the Lotus Group at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision.
How many plays?
4 plays.
Monte Vista goes 56 yards in 4 plays, culminated by Stewartson to Rivas for 27 yards. That is Jack Stewartson's 48th career touchdown pass. Squib kick, loose ball, and Cal High will dive on it, and they'll take over on their own 32-yard line. Career-wise, Stewartson is with 48 TDs, his 6th career. He trails Drew McAllister who's number 5 with 56. So if Jack continues that 2 or 3 touchdown passes a game and they get deep in the playoffs, he'll surpass him. But Rivas with 2 catches tonight, and he now has 4 touchdowns on the season. Twin formation for the Grizzlies. This is their 3rd possession of the game, and they keep feeding the wing, and the Mustangs make a nice play, and Ryan Neely from his defensive end position comes down and closes this, Coach.
We kind of did the same thing Cal High had been doing to us. If you look at it, it comes off the edge, chases that down, and when you have pullers, that vacates a spot where there's nobody to block. And if you do a nice job of trailing that puller, you can make a play in the backfield, which Ryan did. A really nice job, and this is not the situation Cal High wants. In the 2 drives prior, they were able to put themselves into 2nd and short, 3rd and short. This is not the kind of down that they want to survive on.
Neely's 6th tackle for loss this season. I formation. And counterplay, and the Mustangs are all over it. And Chip Menard, who played a absolute fantastic game last week. 13 tackles, 2 sacks, and 3 tackles for loss. And watch 58, Coach.
Boy, super job with his hands. He withstands a double team, stays right in there, splits that, makes the play in the backfield. And when he does that, not only does it free himself, obviously he makes a great play in the backfield, but it frees up the linebackers behind him should he not make the play. It's not always about making the tackle as a defensive lineman. It's about creating those opportunities for your linebackers behind you to make the play unblocked.
Chip Menard, coachable, doesn't take a play off in practice. When he's not playing defense, he's playing on the offensive line and scout team. With Chip Menard, it's all about the team. 3rd and long, and Cal High will call a timeout. And we'll keep it here. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists, is brought to you by Orthopedic Express by MOS. Get the urgent care you need at your convenience. Muir Orthopedic Specialists, specialized, innovative, compassionate. Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors, meeting all of your accounting, tax, and financial service needs. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 73 years. Ned Milan at the Lotus Group Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Acre Investment Group, commercial investments and development, education, and asset management. Fit Pro Go, the most delicious shake ever. Who will be our Fit Pro Go player of the game? And American Asphalt, taking care of business for over 35 years. Our next game on EdTV and NorCal Sports TV will be Friday, November 1st for the Gelderman Trophy over at San Ramon Valley High School, 2.3 miles away from here. That game will be live on NorCalSportsTV.com and will be simulcast, as tonight's game is, on EdTV in most of Contra Costa County. 3rd and 13. This is if you're Monte Vista. Don't fall for the screen.
Don't
right,
fall
Coach?
for the screen. Don't jump off sides and put them in a third, more manageable situation. They're very limited in their pass game, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is a two-man route right here. They're going to try and maximize their protection, send those two guys out to where they can get a route to the chains, and I would expect probably a deep comeback out. That's notoriously what they've been known for, specifically when they have a young quarterback and they want to keep it simple for him.
So they're going to reset the clock down to 9:54. So here's our game next week. It won't be next week. It'll be November 1st as Monte Vista takes that long 2-point. It's a very short trip there, but if you lose,
it's a very long trip back.
There you go.
We don't use that term in here.
No, we don't. But
when you win, it sure is a fun ride back.
Yes, all over town. But honking horns. So 3rd and 13. And what does Coach Bellecci have dialed up here in a tied game, 7-on-7 here? And it's a play pass, one-man route. The Mustangs are all over it, but then a completion. It'll be an 8-yard gain, a near sack. Good job by the quarterback, Boris, buying some time, completes the pass, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, like we talked about, they're trying to get the ball to the one man going out in a pattern. You know, it's not conducive. I don't quite understand why they come with a play fake when it's 3rd and 12, and we shouldn't be fouling for that, which we didn't. Good coverage. We bent a little bit, but we didn't break. Puts them in a situation where they can get off the field again.
So after the first drive, which is always we've gone through this against Cal, so there's a point of adjustment. They've moved the ball, but the last 2 drives, the Mustangs have got off the field, and it's 4th down, and Jacob Oliphant is deep. Line drive kick, kicked away from Oliphant, great strategy, and the ball will roll out of bounds, and the Mustangs will start on their own 22-yard line.
Well, we talked about the senior night hangover, and I really think it does affect. I think it affects every team when they have that senior night because, as we said, there's lots of emotions, lots of things going on. It takes a little bit to come over it, and then it looks like they've gotten through that right now, and they're starting to play better defensively. And offensively, they're executing.
And let's credit Cal High coming out with a game plan. They were very successful in getting that first drive. They got a big run play, went 10 plays, 65 yards, but then the Mustangs have stepped up. Now, Regina has been involved defensively, but yet to get a ball offensively, maybe this will be the possession. You've got a 2-by-2 set, Shea and Regina, and then Rivas comes in motion, and it's a lateral. That's Oliphant. He does a good job of jumping on the football, and the Mustangs get a favor, and they call it incomplete.
Luckily, they do. Otherwise, it's a loss of yardage. And we'll look.
This is a lateral.
I believe it was as well. It's close. It's a judgment call. Probably was.
Smart by Oliphant to jump back up onto the football.
And if you watch Cal High's defense, they're playing a 3-down front, which is really a nickel into the game type situation. But because of Monte Vista's lack of running the football, it's something I think they're going to face a lot from here on out. It takes a while to get used to going against that defense.
If you can block up front, you can run against this formation, but you've got to be able to block. Hand off, and it's an RPO, and Jack keeps it himself and picks up a solid 5-yard gain.
Boy, gosh, I can't stress enough how much easier it is to put yourself in 3rd and 6. If we attempt to pass or if he gets it, we get no yards, and 3rd and 10's a tough down.
And this is something the defensive coordinators are going to have to make a note of the rest of the season, that it's not an automatic handoff on the RPO. 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs.
And Jack's a terrific athlete.
Empty backfield for the Mustangs. Stewartson, shallow cross to Rivas. Picks up a big gain, and about a 14-yard gain for Rivas, his 3rd reception. It's not really our traditional shallow cross, 2-yard crossing route, but it still works.
In high school football, at all levels, it's so difficult to defend those shallow crosses. You're talking about inside linebackers that don't run as well as corners, and you're trying to take advantage of their lack of speed in there.
Mustangs tempo, 3-by-1 set, Shea, Oliphant, and Regina play pass. Stewartson over to Rivas. He's out of bounds. Oliphant is open down the middle of the field. Long developing play.
Great protection by the offensive line. Did a really nice job. Things just didn't develop quick enough, and Jack threw it exactly where he should have in a situation where only Noah could catch that football. Unfortunately, he had to wait a little bit too long to clear that linebacker, and it was out of bounds.
2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. Oliphant in motion. Hand off the crib. Positive gain on 2nd down. Picks up about 6 and makes it a very manageable 3rd and 4.
I love the play call. I really like the way Coach Russey's mixing it up tonight. He's running the football on downs where we've normally thrown the football. And Cal High watches all these films. They scout it. They're expecting a pass right there, and we catch them off guard.
So a very manageable 3rd and 3 for the Mustangs, and have run the ball much better tonight. Jack's had 2 positive. Stewartson has had 2 positive gains. Cribbs broke off some nice runs, so they're keeping the defense honest. 3rd and 3. Another run for the Mustangs. And Cribb picks up nearly 22 yards, and it's another 1st down, and big hole to run through.
And watch the way he gets north-south. We talked about this a few plays ago, and he put his foot in the ground. He got north-south. He changed that from a lateral run to a vertical run.
Who's right in the middle of that blocking scheme? Nate Regina. Neely, he plants his foot in the ground and picks up 9. So they're giving a little dose of some physicality out of the run game here for the Mustangs.
Well, they're forcing Cal High to look at what they're doing defensively. Do we want to stay in a 3-man front and give up the run? I think they do. I think they're going to want to stay this. They'd rather see Monte Vista running the football than throwing it.
2nd and 7 or 2nd and 3. Neely's moving the chains again. He picks up 5, and it'll be another Monte Vista 1st down. 2nd consecutive conversion on 3rd down, or on a 2nd consecutive 1st down via the running game, and here's Neely pushing upfield.
He's a nice changeup. He comes in, and he knows nothing but north-south. He's just a hard football runner. If you need that 3 yards, he's going to get it for you more often than not.
1st and 10, just outside the 25-yard line. Oliphant in motion, play pass, Stewartson, and that's intercepted. It's the same throw he threw earlier in the game.
I believe that's Josh Gerlach with the interception.
Gerlach with his 3rd interception of the season. He had an interception earlier in the year that clinched the game against Clayton Valley. He saw this coming the whole time.
He did. Jack stared it down. He's got to look that free safety off. I think he went to the well once too often there. If you look at the guy in the flat, I thought the first time they ran this, when we did sneak it in there and got the touchdown, I thought, boy, I looked at the guy in the flat. He was wide open. You got to take what they're going to give you. That's one of those opportunities. Take it, throw that flat, get 7 or 8 yards.
So the Mustangs turn it over. That's Jack's 15th interception on the season. Orbit motion for Cal High, and they're playing with some passion. They pick up 8 yards on the 1st down run, and their offensive line getting off the football.
And you really feel a little bit of a momentum shift right there. You know, the interception's given them new life. For the second time in a row, we were moving the ball. Monte Vista's moving the ball right down the field. The interception throws the momentum off, gives them the momentum now, and you can see that they're feeding off that.
A lot of white jerseys blocking black jerseys. It's second and short. And normal Cal High, this might be a chance to take a shot, but they're just going to run and convert for a first down. And that's exactly what happens.
We talked last week about 4-minute offense. This is Cal High's opportunity to get into that 4-minute offense, milk it all the way down to the end of the half, and keep Monte Vista's offense off the field.
So the Mustangs will get the ball to start the second half, but there hasn't been a lot of possessions. This is the 7th possession, and we're right now under the 5-minute mark in the second quarter. Now this was blown down at 5:16. Should be counting, and the official is the back judge. Simple dive. And the Mustangs rally up, but it's going to be a 3-yard gain.
And if you're Monte Vista, this is what you need. You really need to be stout on first down to force Cal High into those long yardage situations where they can't. We want to tempt them to throw and put them in a situation where they have to keep going and try to open it up. Giving up 2-3 yards is okay.
DeSoto, the fullback, with the carry. It is 2nd and 7 for Cal High. Fly sweep, cuts it up inside, and picks up a nice chunk. It'll be 3rd and short.
Nice. We talked with our offense about putting your foot in the ground, cutting up the field. And I believe that was Sonny Savage. Did a nice job.
He had an 80-yard TD run last week against De La Salle and ran the ball there with a lot of confidence. It's 3rd and 1. And as they've done before, they bring in Nick Reed on this 3rd down conversion. Simple dive, and it'll be a first down and then some for Cal High.
This drive feels and looks a lot like the first drive. They're mixing it up with the dive play, with a little fly sweep. And they haven't come with the power in a while. I would expect that to come pretty soon. They had a lot of success with that first drive running power.
So they blew this one down with 3:25, and I believe Reed is still in the game for the Grizzlies. Double wing set. Another wing run, and it's a big gain. Savage once again moving the chains, and it's inside the 10. It'll be spotted at the 9 for Cal High.
You know, if you look at it, one of the things that's unique about this play is they pull the tight end. Not a lot of teams do that. They pull the tight end in the tackle instead of the traditional guard tackle. And usually your tight end's a little bit better athlete. They can run up in the hole, and it shows right there. Did a really nice job as a puller to turn up, get his shoulder square, and get around on our linebacker who got caught inside.
Savage picking up some nice chunks here in this drive. Double wing set once again for the Grizzlies. And I believe Monte Vista is offsides. Now, question. Monte Vista has 3 timeouts. There's 2:24 left. Is there a point here and it's going to be encroachment on the Mustangs, so it'll be half the distance of the goal line. Is there a point here where you might use your timeouts?
Yeah, I would probably use one after this play if they don't score, because obviously they're in no hurry whatsoever to score. They'd like to milk this all the way down. Right. I would use one here, try and preserve as much time, because they've already shown that they can score very quickly. And as long as they have right around a minute left, they can get themselves into a scoring situation.
So Reed will stick into the game for the Grizzlies, and they'll stay in this double wing set. And then we've got
delay a game.
Timeout, Cal High. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists.
Ed Milan has over 15 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Going through life changes and wondering how to navigate through your finances? His approach is to help you use your money to match your values so you can live the life you dreamed of. Together, you will develop your financial roadmap and implement an investment strategy to help accomplish your goals. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan from the Lotus Group at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision.
So Coach Bellecci of Cal High uses his second timeout, which in the long run kind of does Monte Vista a favor. So it'll be first and goal for the 5-yard line, the Grizzlies in their double wing set.
Now, this is a place we talked about. This is where he should use a timeout. Preserve a little time.
So 148, and they'll snap this around the 108 mark. Second and goal from the 1-yard line.
And this is really what they would like to do.
This is ideal for them. But by not using a timeout, this time that you could be preserving when you get the football back, you're losing.
It's going to force you into a situation where, you're probably not going to have enough time to make a drive.
And touchdown! California High School. Dan DeSoto on the fullback dive, and it's 13-7. And this is just physical football. Me versus you line up on the ball. Pretty good surge by Cal High.
Pretty good surge. Great defense there, too. I would, obviously there's no replay. I'm not sure he crossed the line of scrimmage. And it's a bang-bang call for the official. Nice job on both sides of the football there.
So Cal High with the extra point to make this 14-7. DeSoto with the 1-yard run. And the kick is good. And it is 14-7. Cal High. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists.
Your investment company is a Northern California-based investment firm pursuing value-add commercial and residential real estate opportunities. A key ingredient to Acres' investment model is the development of strong relationships with stable tenants that have a mutual strategic interest in our real estate acquisitions. These tenant relationships, paired with our financing expertise and the creation of capital-efficient debt structures, has created an impressive track record of strong risk-adjusted or equity sources. Learn more at acrecorporation.com. Acre Investment Company, commercial investments and development, education, and asset management.
That's their pace.
So a perfect game plan so far for Cal High. And then they're offsides on the kickoff. They go 52 yards in nearly 5 minutes.
All of it on the ground.
All of it on the ground. They haven't completed a pass. And when we say open it up, that could be a fly sweep and a wing counter versus a run play. But you know what? They're ahead, so tip your hat to their way they're playing the game. They haven't turned the football over, and you're not going to turn it over most of the time when you're just running the football. So Monte Vista has 3 timeouts, minute 10 left. They also get the ball to start the second half.
Well, they've got, with the 3 timeouts, they've got plenty of time. That's an eternity in high school football. And they've got the offensive weapons to do it. They don't need to take the shots down the field. They can pick and pick and pick and just chip away a little bit, put them in a situation where they can get into the red zone, and then take your chances from there.
Miller will kick off, squib kick, and Oliphant gets the ball. And he's tackled just inside the 40-yard line. It'll be spotted at the Mustangs 42. They've got 3 timeouts with a minute 3 to go left in the half.
And Jack's been through this before. He won't panic on this, and he's not going to dwell on the interception. He's got so many weapons out there. Get it to your guys early. Let them do something with it. We know they can all run with it. Let's not force it.
3-by-3 set. You've got Oliphant, Rivas, and Regina closest to the Monte Vista bench. Screen to Racina. And he gets out of bounds, does the smart thing, his first catch of the game, and picks up 5. I didn't know if this was supposed to be a fast screen or a middle screen, but Racina makes the best out of it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a fast screen. I don't like the way Jack's falling off that. He's got to get over that front foot and drive it out there so the receiver has more time to do something with it after he catches the football.
Racina with a heady play to get out of bounds, and it's 2nd and 5. Cal High with their 3-man front. And Stewartson throws it to Cribb, and better off being incomplete. Cal's rushing 3. They're not a big rushing team, and they're dropping 8 into coverage.
They're dropping 8 into coverage, but they're giving up the underneath stuff. And when we've decided to take it, we've gotten very good gains on that. And we've got to do a better job of sticking with those things and not trying to force the ball in down the field when they're dropping 8 into deep coverage.
I mean, the safety is 18 yards off the football, and he's dropping at the snap of the ball. They're going to try to umbrella and keep everything in front. Racina's open on the shallow cross, and then he throws it at his feet, and it's incomplete. So it'll be 4th down. This is wide open, but Stewartson is off track, inaccurate with this pass, and the Mustangs will be forced to punt. So they go 3 and out.
And that's once again, they're giving you the underneath stuff. You've got to take advantage of those things. I know Jack wishes he had that back. He hurried to throw just a little bit more than he should have.
Shea on this first punt of the game. Nice kick. It'll roll inside the 20, and it'll be spotted at the 18-yard line, and Cal's just going to run out this clock here. But Monte Vista has 3 timeouts. The worst, you could force them to make a punt, maybe a block, and you've got all the fun as a weapon.
Give it a shot. You go with an all-out punt block. If you get them an opportunity, who knows what's going to happen? You got a guy back there that you know can return the football. So I would hope that he would use these 3 timeouts to take advantage of having them.
And I think Cal High's just going to take a knee, and Coach Rusty I think will be calling timeouts here, and he's already talking to the officials.
Well, apparently he's taking one now before the play.
And the clock stopped, but
not sure why he did that.
Now, we won't go there, but so it'll be 1st and 10. And now if you're Cal High, you can run out the clock.
If you do the math, you can take your knee down.
Yeah, you can run out the clock. So we've got an early score. De La Salle leads San Ramon at the end of the first quarter 9-0. We'll try to get an update on that. Other important games, Foothills at Clayton Valley tonight, San Ramon Valley at De La Salle, and then Pitt at Liberty. So we'll try to keep you updated on those scores tonight. But I'm not quite sure why Monte Vista used a timeout. But nevertheless, it's 1st and 10. And Cal's going to just take now they run the wing sweep and pick up 4, and Coach Rusty calls his 2nd timeout of the game.
Not quite sure why Cal High's running the ball when they could take a knee and run the clock out. They're just risking a fumble. And we've seen stranger things happen through the years.
You don't want any momentum changers here when you have the lead. So our next game on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV will be Friday, November 1st, as the Mustangs take that 2.3-mile trip over to San Ramon for the game for the Gelderman Trophy. November 1st, 7 p.m., NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV. Follow us on social media at NorCal Sports TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/NorCal Sports TV, or follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. While this game is going on, we're posting highlights of this game on Twitter. So follow us on our platforms and appreciate all of our support here on NorCal Sports TV, and appreciate Ed TV. And my great wife has brought coffee for the staff. Little sweep, and it'll pick up a first down. Look at that surge at the end of the play. That's a statement play for the Mustangs. They got an extra 8 yards at the end of that play. What does that do for a team going into halftime?
Well, they're just trying to physically bully you up front. And
Kids from San Ramon are bullying people?
Hard to believe.
Yes.
But
right here is the proof. Look at them.
And they're playing to the whistle. No whistle. They're going to keep playing the game. And both sides are playing it right there, obviously trying to. But Cal High, really good push up front. And that's a good momentum shift for them. I know they have to kick off in the second half, but their offense is basically saying, this is what we're going to do all night long. You're going to have to stop us.
So we're here at halftime as Cal High leads Monte Vista 14-7. They scored. Cal High scored on their first drive of the game. Savage with a 5-yard run. They went 10 plays, 65 yards over 6 minutes. Then the Mustangs, Stewartson to Rivas on a post route that was nearly intercepted, was later intercepted on the same play on another drive, and the Mustangs tied up the game 7-7. Off of that turnover, Cal High drove 52 yards, and DeSoto with the 1-yard run to make it 14-7 going into halftime.
And that was really the play that kind of turned the tide. I thought Monte Vista had really changed the momentum, and they had scored quickly. They got the ball back. They're driving again. They throw the interception, and that really put a life back into Cal High, and you could see that took over. They got good field position after the interception and established a running game once again like they did in the first drive and drove it right down and scored.
You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists.
Here to play the game, and when the unexpected happens, we are here for you. Muir Orthopedic Specialists are the leading experts in sports medicine, providing comprehensive care at...
You're the best, honey.
We're here to play the game, and when the unexpected happens, we are here for you. Muir Orthopedic Specialists are the leading experts in sports medicine, providing comprehensive care at 5 convenient Bay Area locations. We also offer advanced digital imaging, specialized urgent care, and physical therapy at our state-of-the-art facilities. Our staff puts you first with high-quality, compassionate care. Muir Orthopedic Specialists, here to help you get back in the game. Learn more at muirortho.com.
Muir Orthopedic Specialists specializing in orthopedic treatment and care through physical therapy, reconditioning, pain management, and surgery with over 20 doctors in Walnut Creek, San Ramon, Brentwood, and Concord. Muir Orthopedic Specialists restoring strength, health, and mobility. Go to muirortho.com for more information and testimonials from patients. Muir Orthopedic Specialist, specialized, innovative, compassionate.
Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors have been serving families and businesses in the Tri-Valley since 1984. All of your accounting, tax, and financial planning needs can be addressed by the friendly CPAs at Sweeney Kovar. Conveniently located in Danville, let Sweeney Kovar be your trusted advisor, enable you to keep the important financial promises you have made to your loved ones. Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors, meeting all of your accounting, tax, and financial service needs. Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. While many are tempted to reinvent themselves according to the prevailing fashion, we have never deviated from our core mission. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street, Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 73 years. Go Mustangs! Ned Milan has over 15 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Going through life changes and wondering how to navigate through your finances? His approach is to help you use your money to match your value so you can live the life you dreamed of. Together, you will develop your financial roadmap and implement an investment strategy to help accomplish your goals. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan from the Lotus Group at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Acre Investment Company is a Northern California-based investment firm pursuing value-add commercial and residential real estate opportunities. A key ingredient to Acre's investment model is the development of strong relationships with stable tenants that have a mutual strategic interest in our real estate acquisitions. These tenant relationships, paired with our financing expertise and the creation of capital-efficient debt structures, has created an impressive track record of strong risk-adjusted or equity sources. Learn more at acrecorporation.com. Acre Investment Company, commercial investments and development, education, and asset management.
Does your protein shake have the real symbol? And how does it taste? Isn't it about time we all got real?
Not arm tackles. 8 yards after contact. Official tackle right there. They're running the shit out of that lead counter. He's killing us with it. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow.
Great job, cheer. And now entering the field from the north side. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the award-winning Monte Vista High School 2019 Marching Band and Color Guard. The marching band tonight will be performing part of their competition show entitled Always Now. This award-winning band is under the direction of E. Cloyd. Drum majors, par excellence, Nicola Besadenhout and Kenny Knott.
The one thing that people tend to realize at moments like this is that they wasted a lot of time when life was normal. Their attention was bound up in petty concerns year after year. And this is a paradox, of course, because we all know this epiphany is coming. Don't you know that this is coming? Look back at the things that captured your attention.
Award-winning marching band. Again, that piece was from their competition, Always Now. And now they're introducing the seniors. For cheerleaders in Palm. cheerleader and this year's varsity cheer captain. Next is Anna Berger, cheerleader who's been in the program for 2 years. Sorry about that, Andy. Andy's escorted Miss Winsley by her father, Dave, and Candy Winsley.
So the Mustangs, with 93 yards passing in the first half, Cal High with 138 yards rushing, Savage and DeSoto with TD runs for Cal High. And as far as the game plan goes, credit Coach Bellecci and his coaching staff, and the players executing it.
They're doing a nice job up front. They're really controlling the line of scrimmage. And, if Monte Vista is going to be successful defensively in the second half, they've got to do a better job with their defensive line of withstanding those down blocks. And what I mean by down blocks is you've got the tackle and the tight end that are coming down on a defensive lineman and creating a cave and creating a push so that the pulling lineman can pull up into the hole. And you've got to be able to withstand those double teams so that your linebackers can get over the top and make the plays, because that's what needs to happen in the type of defense that Monte Vista is playing, and it's not happening right now, and they're getting huge chunks of yardage every time.
So you got Savage is getting touches, number 8. You got DeSoto, the fullbacks, getting touches, and Alatasi, who's picked up some nice chunks as well. And they're running a couple 3 plays, but they're just getting off the football. So I think an adjustment for the Mustangs that you alluded to, you got to play better up front. And offensively, when you go against a team like Cal High and they're going to play this 4 deep coverage umbrella, if you will, and not allow you to get deep, you have to take advantage of what the defense gives you. On that last drive, they had the shallow cross to Regina. Stewartson underthrew him. But those are the kind of routes that you need to just be happy with and let your players make plays.
Don't try and pick it up all at one shot. We did throw the touchdown early, and we could see it was very close to being picked, the first touchdown that we threw, and it obviously was picked in the second go-around when we tried it again. The underneath stuff has been there all night, and Monte Vista's made a living throwing the underneath stuff over the years, and this year specifically. So they need to get back to that. And I think one of the things that Jack's got to realize is he is going to have more time to throw tonight, because they're only rushing 3 guys, and they're dropping 8, so they're going to have plenty of time to throw. It doesn't mean he needs to hold on to the ball. It's still the key to that is getting the ball out of his hands. Just because they're rushing 3 doesn't mean it shouldn't come out quicker. It needs to come out quicker. Take advantage of it. Throw the underneath stuff. Let your athletes catch and run with it.
Monte Vista Football on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists, is brought to you in part by Orthopedic Express by MOS. Get the urgent care you need at your convenience. Muir Orthopedic Specialists, specialized, innovative, compassionate. Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors, meeting all of your accounting, tax, and financial service needs. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 73 years. Ned Milan at the Lotus Group, Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Acre Investment Company, commercial investments and development, education and asset management. Fit Pro Go, the most delicious shake ever. Who will be our Fit Pro Go player of the game? And American Asphalt, taking care of business. This game in Monte Vista football history is brought to you by our alumni partner Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley. November 12, 2004, MV took care of business at Cal High with a 41-10 victory. Tyler Clark returned a fumble, 86 yards for a touchdown, the longest in Monte Vista football history. And then on 9/23/16, Monte Vista went down to San Ramon and beat Cal High 27-24 to move the record to 14-4-0. The Mustangs would go on to win the NCS D1 championship. Shane Perry with a big game. Jake Kaner with a couple of TD throws. Eric Kromenhoek with 2 touchdown receptions. Nate Ladman had 4 tackles for losses. And Peyton Henry had 2 field goals. And speaking of Peyton Henry is 29 for 29 on extra points, 14 of 14 on field goals for Washington this season, and has earned a scholarship. Our MV Alumni Player of the Week, Peyton Henry.
You know what? It's been so much fun to watch, and I hate saying those things when we talk stats because both you and I are very superstitious, and when a pitcher has a no-hitter going, you don't mention it. It's kind of like that with Peyton, and they have a big game tomorrow night against the Oregon Ducks, and he has a chance to redeem himself from last year. He missed a big field goal against them. And tomorrow I'm hoping that he returns the favor against the Oregon Ducks.
It's already on the DVR. I'll be out at Modesto for Modesto JC as I host College of Sequoias. A lot of people coming up and saying hello in the booth.
Our good friend Kathy McCarthy was an assistant principal here at Monte Vista.
She put up with us for a few years.
So good to see her.
And still wearing your hat, baby. Here he is.
Used to give our weather reports back in the day.
The most accurate weather report ever.
And when we had grass field, it was very important that he was accurate, and he was. Great friends of the program and great game here. And Cal High has just done a solid job offensively. They've given up a couple of big plays, but then have come back and rallied up. And I think the interception was a big play because it looked like Monte Vista was going into drive. He only had 4 possessions, each team.
Well, we talk about time of possession, and we talk about the length of a game. I'm constantly looking at my clock, my watch during a game to see how long it takes to play a first half. And I know that as a coach in the system that we run here at Monte Vista, if that first half is under an hour, that's not the tempo that we want.
And it was under an hour.
And it was under
an hour. You have a 17, 18-minute halftime. The game started at about 8 or about 7:10. So it's under an hour. We get worried.
That's the tempo Cal High wants. We want to extend this game. And if you're Monte Vista, you want to lengthen it. This second half needs to be much longer than that, meaning that the clock is stopped, you're getting more possessions, and the only way you stop the clock is to get off the field defensively, force some punts, force them into throwing situations when there's incomplete passes. If they keep running the ball at the clips that they're doing, the clock's going to keep moving, and that tempo is going to be exactly what they want.
Miller will kick off as we start the second half. I'm Chris Babcock with Craig Bergman. You're watching NorCal Sports TV, and appreciate our partners at Ed TV. Kicked, and Rivas fields it at the 24, fakes the reverse to Oliphant. Didn't really get a chance to set that up, and Mustangs will start this drive on their own 32-yard line. As we mentioned, Cal 138 yards rushing, Monte Vista with 93 passing. Cal attempted one pass, was incomplete. It's been run, and then more runs for Cal High. Been a perfect game plan so far. 3-by-1 set here for the Mustangs. Oliphant, Rivas, and Regina. And handoff to Cribb, and he picks up 3 on a first down. It looked like a little 29 reach there, Coach.
It looked like they were running a stretch play, an outside zone play, but I think we're going to get some what they call a pin pull, where you can see a backside guard pulling, and they down block a guy and they pull the lineman to his inside, outside of him.
DeSoto came up and was aggressive on that play. 3-man front, Regina with the quick screen, and picks up 6 yards. Not a huge game, but as we mentioned, you got to take what the defense gives you, and here's an example.
It's a long handoff is what it is. It's another version of the run game, but it's a quick pass. Get it to him as fast as you can. Get the ball in his hands where he can square up on a defender and make a move.
Shea will line up in line as the tight end as the formation flips to the other side with Rivas, Regina, and Oliphant. Cribb with a nice run at a 17-yard gain, and I'd like to see the Mustangs getting into a little tempo, and Coach Russey's thinking the same way.
Really nice cut right there, and I like what most of the time tonight, Gavin Cribb has been making the right cut. He's been putting that foot in the ground going north-south. When he's doing that, they're very effective.
Empty backfield for the Mustangs. Cribb in motion. Stewartson will scramble, and he's strip sacked, and the ball's loose, and it'll be fumbled out of bounds. And Jim Marshall going the wrong way, 44-yard line. Now that ball will be spotted at the 30-yard line. This is a 26-yard loss.
Not a lot of outlets there. The play call was designed to throw the ball down the field. Once again, we don't need to do that. We need to take what they're giving us, and when you do that, you lose an outlet as far as where to throw the ball away. And in high school, intentional grounding, there is no tackle box. Whether you're outside the box or inside the box, you have to find a receiver to throw to. Nobody to dump the ball off to. Nobody to throw over their head.
This plays into Cal High. They have 3 guys at the D line, and then the Mustangs will run the football And Cribb will pick up 6. It'll be 3rd and 29. And that is on nobody's call sheet.
And the Mustangs do the right thing here, running the football, trying to get a little bit back. Cal High's, they're dropping. You're going to force the football if you throw it. You're risking the opportunity of an interception again.
Cal's got 5 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. The rest are deep, playing deep. Stewartson drops it off to Cribb. He's got room to run. Picks up 16, but it'll be 4th and 14. But the little crossing route to Cribb's very effective.
Again, throw the underneath stuff. I know Cal High is sitting back expecting a deep ball to try and to keep the Mustangs from getting a first down, but that's an effective play. It's going to give
flip the field.
Give Monte Vista an opportunity to pin them deep in their own territory.
Shea like to kick this ball towards the Mustang sideline. And the ball will be down at the 17-yard line. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists.
Muir Orthopedic Specialists specialize in orthopedic treatment and care through physical therapy, reconditioning, pain management, and surgery with over 20 doctors in Walnut Creek, San Ramon, Brentwood, and Concord. Muir Orthopedic Specialists, restoring strength, health, and mobility. Go to MuirOrtho.com for more information and testimonials from patients. Muir Orthopedic Specialist, specialized in it.
Wing counter, and the Mustangs make an adjustment at halftime, and Savage is tackled for a loss. This time, the Mustangs were playing on that side of the line of scrimmage.
And as you watch, they did a nice job. They bring a guy off the edge, but the defensive end did a very nice job of not getting caved down. He freed up the linebackers who were able to run free and make the play in the hole.
2nd and 11. Cal High football, they lead 14-7. Appreciate you joining us here on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV. Big run. Alatasi with about a 21-yard gain on that play.
And that's the first time
we've seen the power 19 play and a first down at the 35-yard line.
Since the first drive of the game.
A lot of guys out of position, and Alatasi just going south and making that read. And it's another chance to work a minimum of 2 minutes off the clock every time you get a first down.
Well, they've had strong tendencies, and I'm sure Monte Vista's coaching staff is seeing that when they get into that 2-back set to run that play.
Reed at quarterback. Unbalanced set here. Tight end to the left, covered up by the wide receiver, and it's a lead play. And Zeising and company are in the backfield, and it's going to be a TFL. And Chip Menard as well with the tackle for loss. Watch the defensive end. You talked about him in the last play. Does a good job here. Plays good with his hands.
It plays good with his hands. When you use your hands like that and you're able to shed a blocker, you can come off of the block and make the play. A lot of kids you see so much, their hands in tight, and they don't get their hands extended. You really want to see those hands get extended where you can come off of a block.
Menard coming off a 13 tackle, 2 sack, 3 TFLs last week. A couple times we've said his name tonight. 2nd and 11, stretch run, and the Mustangs are all over it. Zach Schrieffer and company, and Oliphant rally up to the ball.
Rally to the ball, and I believe this is only the second time they're going to put him in a passing type situation, which is where you need to be against this offense.
Schrieffer does a good job of sealing the edge.
Really kept his outside arm free. What we mean by that is you take on the puller with your inside shoulder so that should that running back bounce, you have that outside hand available to make the play, which he did right there. Very nice play.
Schrieffer, 3-year letterman, had 5 tackles last week against Foothill. It's 3rd and 14 for Cal High. Reed at quarterback. Going to see a one-man route here with max protection. Instead, they'll run the football. And picks up 6, but it'll be 4th down, and the Mustangs look like they'll get off the field.
Went back to the power play that they had good success with a couple plays ago.
And I have no problem with this decision of running the football because at minimum you're going to work another 40 seconds off the clock. If you throw the ball, and it's incomplete, you're going to stop the clock. So you playing with the lead. If you're going to stick true to the game plan, that's the play you got to call right there.
And you're playing to your strength. And the strength of their game is running the football. And you're not putting your quarterback in a situation where he has to make a play.
Lotta back to punt. Oliphant back to receive. And he had a 73-yard punt return last week for the Mustangs.
Mustangs might be setting up a block here.
Kicks away from Oliphant, but he makes that Willie Mays catch. He's got a wall set up. To 45, cuts back inside, and we want to illustrate what a smart player does in this situation. Watch number 3, Zach Schriefer. Instead of clipping, he plays "I'm innocent" and runs a little traffic there.
And he blocks. It's a pick. It's a natural pick play. Keeps his hands in the air to show the umpire, hey, I'm not blocking, and you're not going to call a clip on me, but he still gets the job done. Really a heady play by him.
Mustangs will take over on their own 47. Trail by 7 here at Sam Zackheim Memorial Field. Stretch run to Cribb, and he's got room to run. Picks up 16 and a Monte Vista first down.
Taking advantage of the 3-man front, Cal High's running at them.
Rinse and repeat here.
Rinse and repeat. Keep coming at him. Keep coming at him and pick up the tempo. Try and tire him out a little bit. And you know what? Don't be afraid to run the same play 2 or 3 times in a row if you're being effective with it.
Oliphant in motion. Handed off the Cribb. Picks up another first down and then some. He had a big game last year against Cal High, and he's well on his way. And that's a 21-yard gain for the junior, Gavin Cribb.
And keep that tempo going. Don't let them have an opportunity to substitute. Keep those guys on the field. Get them tired. Keep doing what you're doing.
A lot of arm tackles that time by the Grizzlies. And the Mustangs in tempo inside the red zone. 1st and 10. Oliphant in motion. And they rinse and repeat. Cribb with another run. And doesn't pick up any yardage. But if he's RPO there and Jack keeps it, he's out the door.
Well, what it does is it sets a tempo, and it shows
the edge completely. There's nobody out there on the edge.
Nobody on the edge, but I do like the give. I like the give out of Jack. It's the right read. You've been having success with it. They stop it one time, that's okay. You know, you can always come back to it, and even if you ran it again here, you know, it's a good opportunity to set the tempo of what you want to get done.
2x2 set, shovel pass to Oliphant. He fumbles into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Oliphant's second fumble this season, and it's the second turnover for the Mustangs.
Both in the red zone.
Shovel pass to Oliphant, but holding that ball real loosely, and Cal High with the strip. Gerlach, who had the turnover on the interception, comes up with the chicken strip, and the Mustangs turn it over for the second time tonight, and it's Cal High ball on their own 20-yard line.
You know, you got to avoid, we talked about it last week, we talk about it every week, the turnover battle. And it comes back to bite you. What I do like about what Monte Vista is doing is they did establish the tempo they had. Obviously, it's the turnover. You got to avoid those turnovers, but you can't forget how you got down there when you get the ball back. Keep up with your game plan. Show a good defensive series right here. Get the ball right back and get back to what you're doing.
So complimentary football is pick up your teammates and get a stop here. And Cal High like to get a couple of first downs. They're in their heavy set. Sweep to the wing, and Alatasi wasn't much there, but he cut back against the grain and picked up 7.
Good hard running. Boy, defended very well by Monte Vista. I thought they did a nice job of shutting down the point of attack. That's just a really nice cut by the running back, Alatasi, and turning that a no gain into a 6-yard gain.
Alatasi, well, they run that play again. They've got all 11 guys up front, and it's a handoff to Savage, and he's got room to run. Tackled by Oliphant, but not before a Cal High first down, And the ball will be spotted at the 44-yard line, but Savage is having quite a game.
You know, when they get into that double wing set, they've got a little series, a little package that they run off that. You've seen 2 of the plays right here in this series alone. The wing counter right there, and then the play before they ran the fly sweep. They'll also run the fullback trap and the dive out of that. That's what you're going to get out of that set. So, you know, Monte Vista's got to be able to pick that up and look and see what they're doing and understand those are the plays they're going to see out of that set.
So Cal High took this ball on their own 20 with Gerlach created the turnover with 4:53. And Monte Vista's offsides. So you give them a free 5 yards. And that was something they talked about in practice on Wednesday is they'll, every once in a while, they'll go and try to get the easy 5 yards.
You know, we
and they did it right there.
We talk about it, you know, throughout the years, the rolling start that a certain school in our league uses, and Cal High's kind of adopted that same tempo. And, you know, it for all sense of the term, it is an offsides, but it has to be called by the official. And if you get used to it and you start timing those things up, you're going to jump offsides if they decide to change the count.
So they'll stay in their double wing set, 1st and 5, which is plays to Cal High's game plan, and a dive to DeSoto, and he's just short of the first down, but it'll be 2nd and 1.
If you're Cal High, you're trying to get to the quarter right here. And once again, it's a version of the 4-minute offense, trying to milk this thing right down to the end. And Monte Vista is not playing with a lot of enthusiasm right now. I see a lot of hands on their hips. And, you know, you sense that as an offense, and you feed off of it, and you try and really bury a team like that.
Especially when you're a power football team like Cal High is. DeSoto, I don't know if he got to the line again, but a nice job up front by the Mustangs gap defenders. Mustangs get off the football. There's a posted chop in there. Somebody going low and somebody going high, but it's tough to see when you got that many bodies inside.
You know, what
give
you
them the first down,
for,
by the way. 1st and 10 for Cal. So if they play this right, no matter if they get a first down or not, they're going to be able to nearly kill this quarter.
And Monte Vista's got to work on their pad level. I see a lot of guys standing too high. And when you're standing too high and you lose your pad level, whoever's got the better pad level is going to win that battle.
The great Mickey Wharton. Z in the knees, low man wins. 1st and 10 for Cal High, and it's a lead play. And nice play in the backfield by Broughton.
A little swim move. I believe it's a nose tackle. If you watch him, he does a really nice job using his hands. Makes a play. He's actually a defensive end on this side.
Broughton really with the TFL, but they still give him a yard. It's 2nd and 9.
But that's the kind of defense you need. You need to force Cal High into these situations. There hasn't been enough of these opportunities for Monte Vista.
Coming close to the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. I'm Chris Babcock, joined by Craig Bergman. You're watching NorCal Sports TV, and appreciate our partners at the Contra Costa Office of Education, Ed TV, for simulcasting this game. 2nd and 9 for the Grizzlies. Counter. And it's a tackle for loss. Great penetration. He did make the tackle, but Zach Schriefer did a good job of containing the edge and allowing his defensive teammates to rally to the football.
And they played to the whistle. They did a nice job of not expecting somebody else to make the play.
Good
job. They kept playing after the game. Nice job right there. Everybody pursuing the football, not expecting one person to do it, expecting everybody to do it.
So 3rd and 14 for Cal High, and they were in this situation earlier in the half, and they ran the ball. And they're in a running formation here, double wing set. Counter to Savage. Picks up 2, but it'll be 4th down. And worst case scenario for Cal High, they're going to flip the field on Monte Vista.
And they're perfectly content right now to keep that clock moving. That's why you've seen 2 runs in a row on 3rd down and long. They have confidence in their defense right now, and Monte Vista's got to prove that they're not going to turn the ball over, that they can sustain a drive. Otherwise, Cal High is going to keep with the same formula.
So how does Oliphant react after turning over the football previously? He's a good football player. I would expect him to rebound strong and have a bad memory.
when you're a player like him, where you're used to making big plays, you hate to say that fumbles happen, but they do. And he's one of those players that relies on his speed and his ability. You can't change anything of that. You want him to play just like he has been, to play with reckless abandon. Obviously, upon contact, you want him to be more secure with the football, but you don't want to take that playmaking ability out of his hands.
So Cal High had the ball with 4:53 left in the quarter. They work 4 minutes and 20 seconds off of the clock, and this is Monte Vista's third possession of the third quarter with 32 seconds left. Cribb, he's got room to run. The 50 to the 40, and this ball will be spotted at the Cal High 37-yard line. Gavin Cribb getting close to the century mark here.
Again, the inside zone play they were so effective with, they came right back to it, and they're still effective with it. Keep with this tempo. Keep with this game plan. Don't be afraid to run the ball. Keep doing it. Plenty of time left.
Regina blocking out at space. Give it a Cribb again. Nice cut. Gets north and picks up 4. Will be the last play of the third quarter. It'll be 2nd and 6. But Cribb, I like this time, put his foot in the ground and got south. They're going to try to run one more play. 2nd and 6. Just run it, Jack. Or hit the shot across the shade. He drops the football. He is wide open. And Stewartson bought himself some time, Coach, getting out of the pocket, and has a wide open crossing route to Shea.
Once again, the underneath stuff. Not sure why he got out of the pocket. He had plenty of time. I'd like to see him stick in that pocket a little bit longer. I know that he's been getting a lot of pressure this year. When teams are bringing 4, 5, 6 guys, he's got to understand they're not bringing that type of pressure. Step up, deliver the ball. Wait till that guy clears that linebacker. There's plenty of holes in there, and you got to take advantage of those opportunities. Great job delivering the ball. Really good ball placement. It's just a classic. Looked up too early. Looked to run before he caught it. I think he knew he had a lot of room to run and took his eyes right off it.
You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and Ed TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists.
Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors have been serving families and businesses in the Tri-Valley since 1984. All of your accounting, tax, and financial planning needs can be addressed by the friendly CPAs at Sweeney Kovar. Conveniently located in Danville, let Sweeney Kovar be your trusted advisor, enable you to keep the important financial promises you have made to your loved ones. Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors, meeting all of your accounting, tax, and financial service needs.
So the Mustangs go to the fourth quarter. They trail 14-7, scoreless third quarter. In the Mustangs, this is their third possession of the second half. Pittsburgh leads Liberty 14-7 at halftime. Handoff to Cribb, and he's tackled in the backfield on a 3rd and 7 run, and I believe the Mustangs are going to go for it. But too much penetration by the Cal High defense.
Well, and coming up with this fourth down, the Mustangs can't be afraid to throw the underneath stuff and have a catch and run. A catch and run for this yardage is something I think they should be looking at, because the underneath runaways have been wide open.
It looks like the Mustangs are going to punt. Nathan Benabow with the tackle in the backfield on Cribb. Shea will punt. And credit this Cal High defense, has created a couple of turnovers in the red zone. And then after the big runs by Cribb, rally up. See if this could get a Monte Vista bounce. It doesn't. So it ends up being about a 13-yard punt for Monte Vista. Orthopedic Express by MOS is there when that unexpected injury happens. Located in Walnut Creek, Orthopedic Express has orthopedic experts providing specialized urgent care when patients need them most. Same-day appointments and walk-ins. Welcome. Go to muirortho.com for more information. Orthopedic Express by MOS. Get the urgent care you need. So let's go back to the keys of the game. For Cal, no big plays. Don't kick to Oliphant, which they haven't, and keep it close. Well, they have the lead. Can't be any better on the game plan so far for Cal High. I formation lead.
And if you look at Cal High's or Monte Vista's game plan or the keys to the game, not turning the ball over, win the turnover battle. Certainly not doing that.
Stop the run.
Not doing that as well.
And a fast start.
I'd love to see them when they're picking up their tempo offensively. They were really establishing the run. They were establishing the pass. They're keeping Cal High off balance. When they take a little bit too much time calling the plays, it gives Cal High an opportunity to catch their breath. They got to keep them on their heels.
6-yard gain on first down, and Cal has been very good on first down against the Mustangs. Double tight formation, Savage in motion. It's going to be a lead, and Alatasi picks up 10. Give him 11, and it'll be a first down, and he's knocked out of bounds. But Alatasi getting his handful of touches here in the second half, and one of his best runs of the second half right here.
Really a nice, strong north-south run, and they've hit Monte Vista with north-south runs.
Can we watch that again? Watch the kick-out block by by Cal off the edge here, number 6. But he's up the field before the ball's blown.
He's up the field. Well,
and
but
he
a
gets
good
physical.
Run. They're getting physical, and they're dominating the line of scrimmage right now.
1st and 10, and tackle for a 1-yard gain. Alatasi, good penetration that time by Christian Luciano. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, they're running the ball physically up the middle with Alatasi, giving the ball to DeSoto on dives, and then they're hitting you with Savage on these fly sweeps and inside counters. They have a little Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside type stuff.
So it'll be 2nd and 9, one of the rare first downs where Monte Vista has held Cal to less than 5 yards. It's 2nd and 9. And picks up 4. It'll be 3rd and 6. And if they stay true to their game plan, it's probably going to be another run.
Yeah, and I don't see this as 4-down territory for Cal High the way the defense is playing. If they don't pick it up here, I fully expect them to punt the ball away from Oliphant and play defense like they have been.
Now, we've seen the last 2 weeks the tight end pop pass been very successful against Monte Vista. I don't know if they'll run it here. They don't.
They did catch Monte Vista off guard with a quick count. They got him before on the last 3rd down, jumping off sides. This time they don't.
4th and 1, and I think Coach Bellecci is going to let this thing run all the way down. He doesn't. He calls the play right away. Going to be a quarterback sneak or fullback dive, but it's 4th and 1, and this is a big play for Monte Vista and for Cal High.
And watch the long count on this play right here. They went on the quick count there. They may try to get Monte Vista to jump off sides.
Alatasi! The Mustangs get the stop! And the thing is, what's interesting about that, I appreciate going in and making the call right away, but you still want to keep with the game plan and work some clock. They do neither, and watch the penetration for Monte Vista.
Well, and not only that, I don't know if that was the opportunity they should have taken right there. Their defense has been playing really sound. You've given up 7 points to this juncture. Why not punt the ball away right there? Put them in a long field.
You give Monte Vista the short field.
And a momentum boost.
And you don't work much clock, and the Mustangs, can they take advantage? Putting the Cal High's defense in a little bit of a bind here. 3-by-1 set. Oliphant, Regina, and Rivas at the bottom of your screen. Stewartson back to pass, and he wanted the shallow cross to Shea. He's there, but what we always taught, if you have time, let that shallow cross get across the hash mark, and he's out the door. He had time.
He's got plenty of time. When they're rushing 3, you're going to have time. Let that guy clear that one linebacker. There's one linebacker in there. You let him clear, and he's got nothing but field space.
And he's out the door. 2nd and 10, clock stop. 8:29 here, left in the 4th quarter. Run to Cribb. And nice job by DeSoto. Didn't make the play, but he came up in force, and he made Cribb cut this back inside. All the way from his safety position. Watch 21 right there. Good job of forcing.
Really nice job. Forced it right back into where his pursuit was coming from. And still, it's a nice 4-yard gain for Monte Vista. Puts them in a situation where they can pick this up.
3rd and 6. Will the Mustangs take advantage of what the defense gives them? Stewartson goes from the pocket, and he rolls right and throws across left, but there was no pressure put on by Cal. They're only rushing 3 guys, but Stewartson just gets out of the pocket,
Watch
then it
his
puts
feet.
yourself in a tough position.
Watch his feet. It was what we call happy feet. He's got to stay in that pocket. They're only rushing 3. I know it takes a little bit longer to develop when they're rushing 3 and you have that time, but you can stay in that pocket. And once again, we talked about his feet. And when he doesn't set his feet, that's when he gets himself in trouble. And he gets crossed up right there, and he made the cardinal sin of trying to throw back across your body, which you can't do.
So the Mustangs will punt. They choose to punt here versus going for it. Shea with a line drive kick, and that ball is going to roll into the end zone. So
with nobody deep.
So it'll be 45. It's going to net a 25-yard kick. So Cal High will take over with 7:46 left. At the minimum, with 3 runs, staying in bounds, Cal High is going to at least could be able to work off at least 3 minutes off this clock.
Well, as a punter, I think you have to realize that as you look downfield, you should be looking to say, hey, there's nobody back there to return this kick. I don't need to boom this. I want to place it down there somewhere where we can force him down, and I don't need to kick it as hard as I want because nobody's going to return it.
And there's no rush. You've got time. There's no need to hurry. Cal High was in what we call safe punt. So they'll stick with that run formation, double tight wing set, I formation, and a simple ISO play, Alatasi. And with a second effort, once again, picks up 7 yards on a first down run.
Been kind of the theme of the night, 2nd and 3, and putting themselves in that situation with these big north-south power runs, power football right up the middle on first down.
Credit Benny Lotta. He's been coming in and running some great blocks off the edge and opening up some holes for the Grizzlies. So it's 2nd and 3, and if the Grizzlies can pick up a first down, they'll be able to work more time off the clock. Double tight end set with a wing I formation. Lotta goes in motion. It's a dive to the fullback, and DeSoto picks up the first down and then some.
Well, Monte Vista comes with a blitz, and they bring at least 2 extra guys. And if you get past that first level, there's a lot of running space. And we run right by the dive play. It's just a simple little dive play up inside. And our blitzers run right by it, and he's able to pick up 7 or 8 yards.
And the Mustangs defense has spent a lot of time on the field. So, Dairy-like fashion, Cal High is milking this clock and then taking advantage and playing physical football, clean football. Haven't turned the football over. Monte Vista's turned it over twice in the red zone. 1st and 10. ISO play. Alatasi. Not a lot of room there, but gets through traffic and picks up 6.
Once again, it's been first down, power run. 2nd and 3rd down, they try and hit you with some outside stuff. And they're being very effective with both. And they're utilizing their playmakers. 3 guys have touched the ball tonight. And all 3 guys have been very effective for what they do.
So Cal High took this ball at their own 20-yard line with 7:46. They've already worked 2 minutes off the clock. It's 2nd and 5. And we are going to run it, and you got to stop us. And so far, the Mustangs haven't. And even on that play, picks up 2, and it'll be 3rd and 3. Now, one thing, the wing guy in motion is going upfield before the ball snapped.
It's really close. It's one of those things. It's a judgment call by the side official. Could be called.
But my point is, if you can get away with it, do it.
Absolutely.
And he's getting away with it.
If they call it.
And he's playing physical football. That's Lotta.
Well, this is a chance. Monte Vista's got to really stand tall here and get off the field, because with the clock running down in 5 minutes, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities if they pick up the first down here.
And I think Cal High, if they don't get it, they're going to punt. Savage with the fly sweep, and he's tackled for a loss. Now, question is, do you call a timeout here?
No, I think it's still too early. You got plenty of time. You want to save those timeouts. You've shown that you can score quick. Obviously, we haven't done that tonight very often, but you can score quick, and you'd like to save those for the next time. If you do score quick here, you'd like to have those three timeouts to stop them.
So what you have to be leery of, it's 4th and less than 5. And Cal High, they're famous. They're not famous. We're just overusing a word. they'll snap down here and try to draw you off sides and pick up a cheapie. You got to be disciplined if you're Monte Vista.
And with the return capabilities you have, there's no excuse for that. You should be watching the ball the whole time.
Kick it away from Oliphant, which is a great idea. Goes inside the 30. The ball will continue to roll and will be spotted at the 24-yard line with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. Cal High worked nearly 4 minutes off the clock on that last drive.
And I believe did they get 1 or 2 first downs?
They got two first downs.
2 first downs on that.
2 first downs.
Well, Monte Vista, this is really the drive that they've been looking for tonight. They need to put it together right here because they may not get the ball back should they not score.
They have all 3 timeouts left. And the handoff to Cribb. He breaks 1 tackle, and he picks up a first down, which will stop the clock temporarily and see if the Mustangs get into tempo. Cal High tries to substitute. The Mustangs will get right up onto the football.
And I'd like to see them move this. Keep it going. Quick.
3-man front continues for Cal High. Stewartson, shallow cross to Oliphant. He's got room to run. Picks up 17. They've been trying to get that play all night long. They did earlier when Oliphant fumbled. They go back to it and pick up 16 and a first down.
And he lets him clear that linebacker. And he realized, I do have the time. And once he clears that linebacker, as we said, there's nothing but green space ahead of him.
Got to be a hero and throw the 0. Stewartson back to pass. Scrambles out of the pocket and throws incomplete. And there's no pass rush for Cal High. They're happy playing right along the line of scrimmage. You have to have patience and allow the game to come to you, and Jack is getting out of the pocket for no reason here.
Feet. Okay, you don't want to just keep shuffling your feet around. Step up in the pocket, that's okay, but don't get what we call happy feet. And if you see his feet moving around like that,
that's the previous play on the 0 on the shallow
and
cross.
even on that, his feet were moving a little bit more than he should have been doing as far as setting his feet.
2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. Shea, Regina, and Rivas, like Shea Oliphant and Rivas at the bottom of your screen.
Cal short a 4-man front.
He scrambles. He's going to try to run, drops his shoulder, picks up 8. That'll be 3rd down, and the Mustangs got to get right up on the football, but not a bad gain on 2nd down.
And it's probably 4-down territory, as we said.
Most certainly. I mean, you're not going to get the ball back. So it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs.
I'd love to see them come back with some crossing routes. They've gone to a 4-man front, which means there's less zones underneath.
Good pass rush. Unblocked guy coming, swinging out the Cribb. Can he make one guy miss? He does, and somehow picks up the first down.
Really nice.
Cribb showing a lot of energy and passion with the football and can-do attitude on the swing route.
And Cal High coming with the blitz, one of the few blitzes they've come with tonight, actually putting 5 guys into pressure right there and forcing Jack to throw it. That time he did have to get rid of it. He did a really nice job of finding the outlet.
So the question here is, they could go overtime, but if you score, do you go for 2 or do you kick the extra point at home?
I think you kick the extra point here.
Stewartson back to pass. Deep route to Rivas.
No.
And it's incomplete.
He bobbled it, and I think he ended up catching it out of bounds. Ball was underthrown by just a hair. I thought Rivas had a step on him. One of the few chances that we've taken down the field over the top tonight.
9 route to Rivas. And just a little bit underthrown. If he throws this out in front, it's a walk-in touchdown. But it's incomplete. It's 2nd and 10, 2:23 left. Monte Vista has all 3 timeouts. Cal blitzes, and it's a run to Cribb. And he'll get out of bounds and picks up, I think he's going to be just short of the first down, but he gets, important thing, Coach, he gets out of bounds.
And he made a nice move right here on the linebacker. Dipped inside, bounced right outside. He's been doing a good job of getting up north and south, and there he gave that inside move and bounced to the outside and fooled him.
Hubbard had a chance to make a tackle there, but Cribb showing a little shimmy and shake. It's 3rd and 1. Cribb picks up the first down and then some. He's having quite a football game. And it's inside the red zone where the last time, the 2 times the Mustangs have got here, they've turned the football over. And the clock
And the clock is really not a factor at this point.
Right.
With 3 timeouts. If I'm Cal High, this is where I might start thinking about using some timeouts, because with the offense that they have, if Monte Vista should score here, they really don't have a 2-minute offense. And that could put them in a bind if they have very little time left. I think Cal High at this point would be perfectly happy going into overtime should Monte Vista put one in the end zone.
So it'll be 1st and 10. And the clock will run, so I don't know why time was temporarily stopped. If you're trailing, you'll take it. 3-by-1 set, crib offset to Stewartson's right. Shovel pass to Oliphant. He does a better job of protecting the football there. Gets it inside the 15. They'll mark it at the 14. It'll be 2nd and 6. Little shovel pass to number 6 here.
And it's the same play he fumbled on earlier in the game. Makes a nice cut again. Really positive yards. You get in the red zone, you're looking for 5-6 yards a chunk.
Ball at the 14. Cribb trying to get the signal for Coach Russi. He does. 2nd and 4. Quick pass. Out route to Rivas. Cuts inside. It'll be a 1st down. The clock will temporarily stop, and the ball will be spotted at the 5-yard line. Noah Rivas with the reception.
There's those quick passes we keep talking about, and they've been there all day long. Take advantage of it and punch this one in.
1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Can the Mustangs get within a point here? Cribb picks up 3, and the ball will be spotted at the 2-yard line.
And his helmet comes off,
so he's got to come out for a play. Tyler Perry will quickly come in for him. Clock's running under 1 minute.
Still plenty of time. No reason to panic. You've got 3 plays here to get it in the end zone.
In the words of Animal House, all is calm.
But with your backup running back in the game, do you get it to him?
It's going to be a screen here. And it's a throw.
Off his back foot.
I thought they were going to set up the screen to Rivas, but they faked that and then threw the out route to Rachina, and throwing it flat-footed, doesn't get much on the ball, and it's incomplete.
It's a little stock and go out there. They're showing a wide receiver screen. He comes out, stalks, and then goes to the corner. Jack's got it. If he just steps into that throw, throwing it off your back foot, it's really hard to put that kind of touch that you need on a throw like that.
So it's 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. And Cal High calls a timeout. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. And we'll keep it right here. Spitz Jewelers making memories for 73 years. We appreciate their support of Monte Vista football. Ned Milan at the Lotus Group, Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Acre Investment Company, commercial investments and development, education and asset management. Fit Pro Go, the most delicious shake ever. Who will be our Fit Pro Go player of the game? And American Asphalt, taking care of business for over 35 years in the Bay Area. So it's third and goal from the 3-yard line. Monte Vista has all 3 timeouts. Coach Pellecci of Cal used his first timeout because you want to make sure you've got the right defense in.
Well, you got to see. You want to see how they're lining up, what kind of play they're going to give. If you're Monte Vista, you're not facing the 3. Well, they may be playing the 3 down front, but they still are. You should be running the football in this situation. I would be surprised to see a quarterback draw. There it is.
And it is. And Stewartson picks up 2, and he'll be down to the 1-yard line, and then I don't think. And then we've got a timeout, Monte Vista.
If we could see that one more time, I thought Jack had an opportunity. If he cuts inside right here, he just kind of runs to the outside. If he cuts inside and follows his left tackle, I think he had an opportunity. Right off his left tackle right there. Instead of keep going to the outside, he might have been able to dip in there. But I like the play call. It's a good play call right there. I think he needed to show pass before he started to run.
So it's 4th and less than a yard for the Mustangs. Coach Rusty calls the timeout. Now, Cribb's back into the game. was out because his helmet got knocked off at a most inopportune time. But as we have mentioned, in the last 15 matchups between these schools, six of that last 15 have been decided by 3 or less points.
Well, coming right down to the end right here, if you're Monte Vista, you kind of got to give it to your bell cow tonight, and that's been Gavin Kripp. And, you've been doing a nice job of running the football. Some sort of read option here where if they do crash, the quarterback can pull it.
Cal's expecting run here. And Stewartson! Touchdown, Monte Vista! Jack Stewartson with the quarterback sneak with 25 seconds left in the quarter. Now, Monte Vista trails by 1. They have the sophomore kicker, Nate Price, but will Coach Russi go for 2? And Monte Vista will call a timeout. Now, I guess I should know this. So Liberty and Pittsburgh are all tied at 14. And I should know this, but I'm going to ask you. If you tie this game, doesn't it go? Do we have overtime rules in the East Bay Athletic League?
Yes, we do. And it would go to an overtime. And, in this scenario, in high school football in general, an extra point is no gimme.
Right.
And so you'd hate to put your extra team or your special teams unit out there and miss it and not even get that opportunity. You have 2 trains of thought right here. Go for the win. And the general rule of thumb's always been if it's a home game that you kick the extra point and you go to overtime. If it's a road game, that you go for 2 and you try and end it right there.
Liberty leads Pitt 21-14. Now, I know a play that our old 2-point play to Corey Luciano.
The old tackle eligible.
So the Mustangs will go for it. They're going to be an empty set here. Stewartson, a quarterback. To Oliphant. He's into the end zone! 2-point conversion! Jacob Oliphant!
The same play that he fumbled on, a little redemption right there.
Coach Russi!
Got a player down in the end zone. Not sure if that's Oliphant or not.
Watch Oliphant's determination. A lot of penetration, and he gets into the end zone.
Really good cut. Boy, that's good hard running right there.
I'm not sure who's down. I believe it's one of the Mustangs' offensive linemen. Now, Cal High, they don't have a 2-minute offense. They haven't completed a pass, so you really put them in a predicament. And I think that's one that went into the decision. He was briefly down, but he's got back up. And I believe, is that Zeising?
Well, if you're, one of the things that you think about Cal High in a 2-minute offense, what's their quarterback have to do? He has to run to the sideline.
Marquise was down. He's got back up. But Jacob Oliphant, and I love how you pointed that out, Coach. That's the same play he fumbled on. But he went next play, and the Mustangs with the 2-point conversion, and they lead 15-14. This is their first lead of the game. As we've mentioned, out of the last 15 games between these two schools, 6 of them have been decided by 3 or less points. And Monte Vista went 76 yards. They had the ball with 3 minutes and 50 seconds, 3:25 off the clock. And Matt Russi, a chip off the old block, goes for 2, and they convert. Price with the squib kick. Horse collar tackle. We've got a fumble, and this could be the ball game. This could be the ball game if the Mustangs come up with it, and they do.
And we should see our favorite formation once again.
Tyler Perry comes up with the fumble. a chicken strip, and Tyler Perry dives on the football, and the Mustangs will go into what formation, Coach Bergman?
Victory formation, the best formation in football.
So Cal High has led the whole game. They were tied briefly at 7, but Monte Vista took care of business when they needed to. And Stewartson with the quarterback sneak, Oliphant with the conversion, and the Mustangs will get the victory 15-14 on senior night.
What a terrific gutty effort. That last drive was just a super drive by everybody on the offense. Running the ball well, throwing the ball well, and just to come up with a touchdown when you absolutely must get a touchdown, that's an art. And I thought they did a great job. They didn't play their best tonight, and I thought Cal High had a terrific game plan, and they executed that game plan to perfection and controlled the tempo of the game, but Monte Vista came through when they needed to.
Credit Cal High for sticking to the game plan, and even when they risked and went for it on 4th down and gave the ball up, their defense stood up, they got the football, but Monte Vista did a better job of making some adjustments, and in their last couple of drives, as you had mentioned a lot, taking advantage of what the defense gives you. And we know he threw an interception, and I know he escaped the pocket a little bit, but we want to judge a quarterback on winning the football game. And our Fit Pro Go player of the game, scoring the game-winning touchdown, is Jack Stewartson. Got the last year, he had 2 touchdowns rushing against Cal High and ran the ball somewhat effectively today, but when they needed him the most on the last drive at their last regular season game, home game, he came through.
He did, and he made one poor throw tonight, I thought. The decision to throw that he got intercepted on, but he didn't dwell on it. And I like his decision-making. He learned from last week. He ran the ball. He was more of a threat that way. He didn't get a lot of opportunities. The offense wasn't on the field a lot tonight. The defense was out there a lot, so the offense needed to take advantage of those opportunities, and he certainly did in that last drive. Just a tremendous job, not just by Jack, but by everybody involved offensively. I thought the play calling was excellent in the drive, and the guttiness to go for the 2-point play at the end of the game. It obviously, it's one of those things, if it works,
you look like a genius.
And if it doesn't, then everybody second guesses you. I think the decision was the right one. Obviously, they came through with it. Great win. And it puts Mustangs in the driver's seat as far as controlling their destiny, behind De La Salle and trying to come in second. And should they go out and they control it, they win the rest of their games, they have an opportunity to come in second.
So Monte Vista with the 15-14 win. Our Fit Pro Go player of the game is the senior quarterback, Jack Stewartson. Wasn't pretty, but he got the win and the quarterback sneak, and I also liked how they managed the play. They knew they were going to call it. So there's something about making quick, assertive decisions, and the Mustangs with the win, and they will travel to Concord next week to take on Clayton Valley. And then our next game, Monte Vista game on Ed TV, will be November 1st as the Mustangs travel over to San Ramon Valley to take on the Wolves. From Sam Zakai Memorial Field, where Monte Vista beat Cal 15-14 to move their record to 6-2. Our next Monte Vista football game on NorCal Sports TV will be Friday, November 1st at 7 p.m. as the Stangs travel to San Ramon for the Battle of Danville and the Gelderman Trophy. That game will be simulcast on Ed TV, Channel 32 on Comcast in Danville and Alamo, and most of Contra Costa County. You've been watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Muir Orthopedic Specialists. Thanks to our crew, Daniel Talavera, Sean Wilkerson, our director, Luis Rangel, my color commentator, Craig Berkman. I'm Chris Babcock in Danville. Good night, and thanks for being on the show. Bucky. Almost dropped the F-bomb right there.